Hey, how's it going? It's so good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome, and honestly, let's just get right into it because this is where it's going to get good. It's like the mashed potatoes and steak, or mashed potatoes and gravy, whatever you want to say. Let's just get right into it. All right, so as a photographer, there's a lot I can say about this right now. If you don't know what we're doing yet, we're actually reacting to horrible band promo photos. That's a mouthful. But this is what these people apparently thought this would be a great idea. I don't know why they thought it would be a great idea, but here we are. So as a photographer, the first thing that I don't like about this is the fact that they're laying on top of like a white sheet or something, and whoever took this photo is like, all right, yeah, we'll just have you like lay down with your heads all locked together, and we're gonna like have you lay on this white sheet. We're gonna have, and then we're gonna put this like strawberry jam on you. And then, I could just picture the guys like, strawberry jam? Like, yeah, strawberry jam. We're gonna dump strawberry jam like all over you. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. You guys are gonna go far. You're gonna be like the next Aerosmith. And as you can see, this is kind of horrific. This is really bad. This is really, really bad. Like, I don't even think these guys probably even made it 1 year or less without even trying to, or even without even giving up. It's so bad. All right, let's go on to the next one. Harmful as well. Okay, I have to say something really quickly. What's with the name? What is with this name? There's a lot that I'm going to be talking about with this photo, but first of all, like, where do people come up with their band names? Like, Harmful if Swallowed? Like, can you imagine like going to some concert like in New York? All right, we're gonna go to 7 p.m. to Harmful if Swallowed. No, like, you want to go to a concert that's like 7 p.m. we're going to Coldplay, or 7 p.m. we're going to Aerosmith, or we're going to Journey. Things like that. Or 7 p.m. we're going to Linkin Park. Things like that. You don't want to say like, yeah, I got some great tickets for this band called Harmful if Swallowed. No, but as a photographer, let's talk about this. First of all, what are these guys even looking at? Like, I mean, I always tell my clients, like, I've talked about this in the past, the majestic look that I've told you guys about that you can even use. Now, yeah, these guys are kind of doing the majestic look, but this guy, like, up here with he's wearing the vest and the purple tie, he just looks like he's pissed off. And let's see here, this guy, he looks like a knockoff of Nicolas Cage. He looks like a B-rated movie Nicolas Cage. No offense to the guy, but that's what he looks like. This guy looks like he's about to, just zone out, and this guy looks like he's constipated. Like, I mean, as a photographer, if I was to do this, I would not have done this. First of all, I would have said, okay, you guys got to change your name. This is not a good band name. And then secondly, I would have had the band members set up differently. Like, and I wouldn't have had them all like, I would have told this guy like, try not to look so much like Nicolas Cage. I would have told this guy, try not to look like you're constipated or like you are just really just needing to use the bathroom. This guy, I would have said, try not to look so zoned out like you're high. And this guy, I would have said, hey, look, I know you're trying to come off all hard and tough, but don't look pissed off. I get that these guys probably were doing heavy metal, like, and I mean, I know that people really get into heavy metal and they're just, head banging and everything. This guy is a great, this guy I assume is the singer, the Nicolas Cage knockoff, and he probably headbangs because he has the long hair for it. So, I mean, but that's cool. But there's so much I would have changed about this. In the backdrop, you can tell that this is just some backdrop. They went to some studio and decided to just put this backdrop up. And I don't even know if they decided to do that backdrop, the band, or if it was the photographer. But this is so bad. Like I said in the last one, these guys probably didn't last more than a year, maybe even less. Because, I mean, yeah, their heart was in it, but their band promo photo was bad. So bad. Alright, let's go on to the next one, because that one's just bad. Okay, these guys Oh my gosh. You can definitely tell these guys are definitely heavy metal. But there's a few things I want to talk about this. You know, even from like someone who listens to music, this is probably a band I probably would not listen to because these guys look crazy. Like they look like they would pull like they would pull like, you know, just some of these crazy things that some of these famous musicians have done, like, you know, biting a chicken's head off on stage. You know who I'm talking about. I don't even need to say the name. I mean, but let's talk about this from a photographer's point of view. So, first of all, you got this guy right up here in the top left corner. Now, his mindset was probably there. He's trying to show that he's in a metal band. Yeah. But the face paint alone makes me want to leave this photo immediately. You know, and the fact that he also looks like a serial killer. I'm gonna be honest. He looks like one of those murderers you see in like a Halloween horror movie. That's what he looks like. And then this guy, he just looks like he's like, I just took a dump in my pants. Like that's the look he's giving me right now. He looks like I just took a dump in my pants. Like, and I felt so good. Like I feel so much better about myself. This guy, he just looks like he's high on meth or like on marijuana. This guy looks like he's wanted to be part of an 80s hair band, but also have the metal look at the same time. This guy, I'm not even going to talk about this guy because he looks like he's doing something really inappropriate. And then this guy, I don't even know what the flip is up with this guy. So now, as a photographer, there are many things I would change about this. First of all, you can definitely tell the background is photoshopped in. That is definitely a photoshopped in background. I don't care who wants to fight me on this. That is a photoshopped background if I haven't seen one before. And honestly, I would get rid of the fact that they put a disco ball in there. Like, I thought that, if I was first seeing this, even just as a, someone who listens to music, I think, okay, well, this is a heavy metal band, but why is there a disco ball? Like, are these guys trying to rip off Panic at the Disco? Like, what are they trying to do here? Now, going back to being a photographer, you can definitely tell these were all kind of photoshopped in because the way that they're set up, we'll do it from the top right all the way to the top left. So top right, this guy, like I said, I don't even know what he's doing. This guy, that's below him, looks like he's doing something inappropriate. And then the guy, this guy with the bandana thing, red bandana thing around his neck, he looks like he's probably the lead singer, but again, you can definitely tell there's just so much I don't like about this. As a photographer, like, this just makes me cringe, makes me want to gouge my eyes out because, and I know that's kind of graphic and I apologize, but like, it just makes me cringe. It's like, it's even worse than when you hear someone dragging their fingernails down a chalkboard. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But then again, this guy, he's probably like the one that I'm laughing at the most because, again, he's like, I just took a dump in my pants and it just feels so good. Like, oh my gosh, look. And I don't care who smells it. I felt good and it just feels amazing. And then this guy, he looks like he's about to go fight in a war. He looks like he's about to go fight in a war, or he looks, again, like he's in one of those Halloween horror movies that he's the murderer and he's trying to kill everyone in the cast. So, on a scale, let's go back real quickly because first we're going to grade these. That would be an F right there. As a photographer, I would give this an F. That would probably get like a D+. You got a little effort there. Definite F and unsatisfactory. And so let's go on to the next band promo. Okay, this one's not too bad. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, it's not too bad. These guys, they're out in the wilderness. They're showing off. They're like, yeah, we're gonna have some fun with this band promo. But there's a few things I don't like about this. They're all looking just unhappy. If you're in a band and you're trying to promote your band, you gotta look happy. You gotta sell it. Otherwise, no big record label is going to take you seriously. Another thing I don't like is that they didn't really coordinate their outfits, I guess you could say. One person, he's wearing all dark. You can barely even see his legs. This guy, he's wearing a dark jacket. There's so much about this that they didn't really work out the kinks to get this band promo right. And then one of the things I do want to bring up, I just noticed, is that this guy off to the right, half of him is cut off. You can see his right shoulder, but where's his left shoulder? Oh, you can see his left hand a little, like right there, but you can't really see anything else. And then there's these two guys in the middle. This guy looks like he's about to go commit a crime, and this guy looks like he's about to rock out. He kind of looks like he's trying to mimic Jack Black. If you don't know who Jack Black is, well, look him up. You'll look him up. He's one of the main if I can get the words out of my mouth, main band members of Tenacious D, and he's also a famous celebrity, like actor and comedian. Anyway, so what would I grade this? This would probably be a C-. This, because they are out in the natural environment. The background isn't photoshopped, but they could have chose a better background, and they should have coordinated with what they were going to wear for their band promo photo. Again, say that 10 times fast. All right, let's go on to the next one. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This just looks like something straight out of a creepy early 90s like Barney episode. Like, don't get me wrong, this guy, he has the right intentions. His name, but having the right intentions of trying to get your name out there and being successful are two different things. As a photographer, I don't know who took this photo, but they should probably have their photography, they should probably have their cameras revoked and taken from them, because this guy is it's so bad. Mr. Al. Pretty catchy name, but you can definitely tell this is from the 90s or even the late 80s. Just the whole concept, like he thought this would be the best shirt to wear, that this would be the best backdrop to have. Definite F. I'm sorry. Definite F. All right. Turds of Misery. Who comes up with these names? Now, don't get me wrong, this is pretty cool, but like if I was the photographer, I'd be saying like, hey, you got to keep the alcohol out of the band promo. Like, if you want to drink off camera, go ahead, but that's not going to be a good promotion. Now, in the backdrop, you can tell this is probably taken in like a high school or something, like a high school gymnasium or something. Actually, probably not high school gymnasium if that's alcohol. But you can definitely tell it was a bad backdrop. Their merchandise for their band is really bad. Who would ever think that would be a great way to, Turds of Misery with red and white. So this would get an F as well. All right, continuing on. Okay, I have to say something because I saw this earlier. Does this guy in the middle, doesn't he remind you of a certain actor? Jake Gyllenhaal. He reminds me of Jake Gyllenhaal from when Jake Gyllenhaal was in October Sky. Now, I don't know if that's the way the guy was trying to go about this, if he was trying to sell the point that maybe he looked like a Jake Gyllenhaal impersonator. But there's a lot about this photograph that I don't like as a photographer. The fact that the guy on the right and the guy on the very left, they're looking away, which is really bad. This guy, you can only see half his face. Same with this guy. What are they even looking at? And then these guys all look way too serious. This guy looks like he's really just kind of pissed off. This guy, like I said, he looks like he's trying to impersonate Jake Gyllenhaal, the famous actor. And this guy, he looks like he's trying to either be a Justin Timberlake or an Eminem, but The Rock style. And then I can't even tell what their name is because it's just so blur. It's just so bad. It's so bad. F. I would give this an F. All right, the last one. Oh my gosh, these you can definitely tell this is from either the 70s, late 70s, early 80s, and oh my gosh, like who thought that would be a good idea to have the main band lead singer stand with his back facing the camera and having all of his buddies. I mean, this guy he's not even wearing a shirt. He's just wearing a bow tie and a suit jacket. Like, oh my gosh, like there's so much I don't like about this. Like, as a photographer, you got to coordinate. I always tell my clients, make sure that you have good color representation, if I can get the words out of my mouth. I cannot emphasize enough that you got to coordinate. This is so bad. You can definitely tell these guys probably did not make it very far, and they probably only lasted like 6 months, not even a year. And I would give this probably an F. So, what does that teach me? What does that teach you? Well, photography's come a long way. It's been quite the ride. I can show you in future videos some of the crazy things I've seen that people thought they could get away with family photos and even wedding photos. But really what this comes down to is coordinate with your if this is a family photo session that you're doing, coordinate with your families. But if this is just like a solo shoot, coordinate with the person that you're taking the photos of and say, hey, make sure you're wearing some decent clothes and make sure they're modest, because you're probably going to be putting these on your wall. With that being said, guys, I'll see you next time.